Hello, everybody. This has been a really good week. As you can see here, I'm at home and sitting here in my living room, kind of chilling for the weekend. This is a Sunday. I'm fixing to go out about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll head out and do my second week of my dedicated Kellogg's run. We'll see how this runs. The first week, they started me off going over to Byhalia, Mississippi. Picked up a load there and went to Newnan, Georgia. And from Newnan, I ended up going over to Charlotte, North Carolina. From Charlotte, I couldn't find a parking spot in Charlotte after 9 o'clock on a weeknight over there. So I drove up to our terminal there in North Carolina, Statesville. From Statesville, they sent me over to Cary, North Carolina. From there, they sent me back to Newnan. From Newnan, they sent me down to Douglas, Georgia, then over to Lake Park, Georgia. Lake Park is right on the Florida-Georgia border. Exit 2, literally, right there on the Florida-Georgia border on I-75. From there, they sent me back up to, someplace right there. I can't even remember the name of the town, but anyway, just north of Macon. And from Macon, they sent me back to Newnan, and from Newnan, they sent me to Cleveland, Tennessee. Now, the Cleveland, Tennessee run was supposed to be a drop and hook. That's what I was told when I accepted it. When I got there, come to find out it's a live unload. I was supposed to be home Friday night. When I got to Cleveland, I had 2 hours left on my clock, and they told me it was a live unload, not a drop and hook, and the appointment time was 10 o'clock at night. I got there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I had to sit there for a while. They finally let me have a door about 6 o'clock or 6:30 or so. I was able to crawl over to the door less than 5 miles an hour without starting my clock. At 12:15 a.m., they finally got me all unloaded. They charged me they charged me more money to unload that truck than I made to risk my life to bring it to them. I am not a fan of this lumpers deal. It's like, you bought it, I brought it, get it off of my truck. And I'm not going to pay you to get it off my truck. Now, this somehow, people that are fans of this lumper deal, they seem to think that's a great deal. Yeah. Nowhere else other than the food industry do you go to some place where they charge you to unload a truckload of stuff that they bought. They bought it, I brought it, get it off my truck. Anyway, I don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense to me. I ended up, my actual 10 hours was up about, I don't know, like 3 o'clock in the morning or so. I actually, rather than me just going over there, I still had not gone to sleep at 12:15 at night, so rather than me only getting a couple of hours sleep and then driving 2 hours home, I waited until about 8 o'clock the next morning, went and filled my truck up with fuel and drove home Saturday morning. So I got home about 10 o'clock yesterday morning. I hope this doesn't happen again for home time. This could be an issue, but anyway, I looked at it I had about 2,300 out, or 2,300 miles for the week. Uh, I could have had more had it not been that I stopped. They give me this deal where just about every trailer I had this past week was due for a T1 inspection. T1 is like an annual inspection, a DOT annual inspection. The trailer that I took in had, the brakes were bad on the front axle of the tandem, so they replaced the brakes on the front axle, which actually only took about 30 minutes once they got the approval to do it and whatever. But that whole ordeal ended up burning about 6 hours of my drive time, so it put me behind schedule for the week. I possibly could have made another 6 hours worth of driving, another 300 miles or so, which would have brought it up to about 2,700 miles for the week. That would have been a lot better. We'll see how next week goes. I have agreed to do this for a month to see how it all works out. I think there was a little confusion as to whether I was actually still on the national board or whether I was on the Crete dedicated. I mean the Kellogg dedicated. I think it was just a confusing week for them. It was a confusing week for me. I don't know how it all works. I don't know where I get loaded and where I unloaded, where I'm supposed to take things to. I don't know how none of this works. So anyway, I'm going to give it the month. I agreed to do that, and I'm a man of my word. So I don't think I made a whole lot of money last week. We'll see. However, I am home on the weekend. I still have a water leak out in my yard I got to go fix. So I got to get that done today. And then 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll go to bed probably about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and 3 a.m. in the morning, I'll be up and rolling again, and we'll see where it takes me. Other than that, it's been a really good week. I don't have my door fixed yet on my truck. They have not mentioned anything about where to take it to get it fixed or when, or I don't know. I'm liable to be driving this thing for a year with a door dented in like it is, but we'll see how that all works out. I hope it doesn't cost me money to do that. If it takes away from my drive time, it costs me money. So we'll see how this all works out. I'm not sure just yet. But anyway, it's a Sunday afternoon, and I'm relaxing here at home, and we'll get after it first thing in the morning. I will keep you posted as far as the money, how this affects my money. I am not sure. Whenever they give you a dedicated, they pronounce you a dedicated driver for either a dedicated run from A to B, A to B, A to B, or dedicated to a company like I am, it's usually less money. I don't understand that. Don't understand that. But anyway, we'll see how it all works out, and I'll let you know if the money's decent. So I have some retirement plans that are I'm still a little ways off from calling it quits. I had really thought that I would retire at 66 and 4 months, which is Social Security. For my age bracket, that's when I can retire with full benefits. I'm already drawing a retirement from the company that I spent 25 years with. It's not a whole lot, but I'm already drawing retirement from them. It has nothing to do with Social Security. I will get my full Social Security benefits starting in April of next year. So, and with that being, with me going to full term and not retiring early, it does not limit me as to how much money I can make after that without losing my benefits on Social Security. So that's something else that I'll be keeping you informed on as time comes along. There's a lot of people that are my age, plus or minus a couple of years one way or the other. Almost all of the drivers that I'm talking to are all within the same bracket that I am. So they have already reached the 66 and 4 months, or they're somewhere in their 60s. They've got this coming, and they're interested in what I come across and how it all works out for me. So we'll see how it all goes. Anyway, I have my annual review has already been done. I thought they were going to tick me off. They were, call me in there and tell me everything that they thought I'd done wrong for the year and just totally piss me off. But that didn't happen. They had some kind of change has been made in the drug and alcohol deal, and they had me sign this big old stack of papers. I didn't read it, whatever. I don't do drugs, so it ain't gonna affect me one way or the other. So it was just signing that I understand that there's been changes in the way it has to do with this clearinghouse where all your records, if you have a random drug test and they find that you have drug or alcohol issues, then it goes to the clearinghouse, and every company that you go to from now on will have access to that clearinghouse record. So you're not going to get away from it. Just, if you clean your act up and go to work for somebody else, they're still going to have access to your drug and alcohol records. Basically, that's what this whole deal was. Other than that, they had nothing to say about whether I made enough miles. I qualified for all of my safety bonuses, quarterly safety bonuses. I had made more than enough miles to do that. I made I went over their qualification for the annual deal. They have an annual number of miles that each driver is expected to drive, and I had gone over that after about 11 months. So my 12th month was all gravy train, all bonus. But anyway, my annual review, because they had given me a 3-month card and before they give me my 12-month card, I have to go back in, I think it's August, to have that done again. So that's my next hurdle. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get off of the CPAP machine then. Whether I am able to get off of this CPAP or not is going to affect whether I actually hang up driving at 66 and 4 months. I don't want anything to do with this CPAP machine, and if it means that I've got to continue with this CPAP machine after that, then I probably will hang it up and find something else to do. I hate that CPAP machine that bad. I know something they don't know, though. And you see me smiling. So anyway, that's all I've got to report on for today. I will keep you informed as to how this dedicated fleet for Kellogg's is going. I'll let you know how the money end up after it's gone a couple of weeks here and I start to get my paychecks based off of the based off of this. I'll let you know how it goes. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I really appreciate my subscribers. It'll help me make longer than 15-minute videos. I'm over 15 minutes right now, so I've got to go. Thanks, and I'll see you out on the road.